Hello, today we will be unboxing a new action camera bundle that we just received in the mail a few weeks ago from Amazon. This might not be a new camera, but I saw that the whole bundle was around $25 plus tax, shipping, etc. So I decided to see if this is something that might be interesting to make a video about, and we'll see how the video quality is. So what is in this rather large box? Well, I'm going to show you right away. One of the coolest presentations that I've really ever seen for an action camera, aside from when they provide you with a case. This is a really cool presentation. So we just moved the box aside. So what do we have here? We have this action camera bundle, which really gets you everything you need to get started. You have, surprisingly, for this whole $25 bundle plus tax and shipping, again, I purchased this on Amazon. I cannot guarantee that you will pay the same price. We have the camera itself with the underwater housing. We have actually a 32 gigabyte micro SD memory card right here, which you will need to store your files. And we have a tripod, another cool accessory, and yet another cool accessory, a handle that floats in the water. So here is this bundle that we paid for on Amazon, and we are ready to unbox this bundle and see what kind. We'll take a little bit of a closer look at the accessories, and then the second part of this video after the unboxing will be testing the camera, photos and videos. So if you'd like to see test footage of this camera, recordings with this camera, feel free to skip to the next part of this video. But very cool that we have a micro SD memory card included. Again, most of these cameras are not in a bundle, so you really will need, more often than not, to purchase your own micro SD memory card. But fortunately, that is included here. 32 gigabytes is quite a lot. So here's our camera. We are ready to get started with the unboxing. Then we're going to test the camera. We're going to record some footage at different resolution settings, which we will go into in further detail after we look at the menu. So let's open this box first. We have our scissors. I don't know the best way that we're going to do this, so let's just try. See how this works. Yeah, we're just gonna try to just cut the corners off, kind of. And let's just see how this is gonna work. I'm trying to give you a view of what we're doing here. I mean, it's not really, my solution is not very high tech here. I'm just kind of gonna give the scissors just. Okay, that was not a great start. Drop the camera. That's okay. Here. Yeah. Here's our camera. Okay. And here we go. We have our camera here. We're going to turn it on, and we're going to show you the menu in just a sec. Here it is. Explore 1. That is the name of the camera here. Explore 1. Here's the camera, the tripod, standard mounts and accessories that we have with the camera. Not really going to go into these, but here you go. You can attach the camera to a helmet, I don't know, surfboard, a bicycle, etc. Standard accessories we have here. Okay. Not really going to go into the accessories, but the tripod is definitely a cool accessory. The camera just kind of screws over here, and you can open this up. Very cool. Some straps, and of course you have your USB cable for charging your camera. One end connects to the camera, one end connects to the USB port in your computer, so you can charge your camera, and you can transfer footage from your camera to your computer using the USB cable. Very important. So you have this floating handle which will attach to your camera. You just have to unscrew this part, and then just kind of insert the camera here and then screw it back. Floating handle. Also, you can use this just to kind of, it's just easier to hold this while with your camera attached, and it's easier to kind of film. Something to hold aside from just holding the camera and filming with the camera. Very cool accessory. Okay, so we have some nice accessories. I mean, the tripod and the floating stick, which attaches to the camera up here, is definitely a cool accessory. As I said, you just take off this part right here, and then just put the camera here, screw it back. Okay, so overall, some very cool accessories. Last but not least, we have the memory card, which is right here, which we're gonna take off right now. Right here. Okay, here it is. Normally, the cameras will more often than not arrive with a memory card. However, we have one here, which we're going to insert into the camera. Here's your adapter for, I guess, maybe inserting this into a computer or a memory card reader. Here's the actual micro SD memory card. Very small, but you will need this in order to store footage. If you do not have one, you will need one. If you were to buy another camera that does not include one, you'll need one so that you can store footage on your camera. Otherwise, you have a camera without a memory card, there's no way to actually store your files. So here we go, we're going to insert that into the camera. So the last thing I wanted to do after showing you the accessories, I just wanted to quickly go over the back of the box. We have our manual here. And some other things. So here's the name of the company. As I said, this is Explore Scientific, or Explore One is the name of the camera. So here again, Explore One. Explore Scientific is the name of the camera. I mean, the name of the company. The camera is Explore One. Here's your manual. 4K action camera with Wi-Fi. Supposedly 4K. We're gonna see. Explore One. So you have some. You have some instructions here. Okay. And talk about some, I guess, of the features, how to turn it on, how to insert the memory card, different modes. The camera, you can read about that at your leisure, I guess, if you have this. So we have different modes here. Okay. But most importantly, we want to actually look at the camera, turn it on, look at the menu, and then we're going to test the camera later. But just one thing I wanted to show you here on the back of the box. So the camera is the Explore One. We kind of accidentally removed part of that. Explore One. Let's just see what's included. So you have your camera and memory card, USB cable for charging your camera and transferring footage. You have the waterproof case, the floating handle, the tripod, very cool accessories. You have some mounts, and other items that you can attach to the camera. So I just wanted to show you really quick. The camera supposedly is a 4K camera, but you see the asterisks here for 4K and 2.7K. It says, what does it say? Let's see, it says interpolation. And what that means, interpolation, is that in the most technical sense, you might have settings here that are 4K, 2.7K, 16 megapixel, 20 megapixel camera, but in reality, they might just, from actually looking at the footage, they might not look any better than the other settings, like 1080p. My favorite setting is 1080p 60 frames per second, so I usually ignore the 4K setting, because on these very cheap cameras, what also happens is, even though the 4K feature might look good, resolution might look good, what happens is that it really slows down the camera and the frame rate doesn't look very smooth. So that's all you have to know. We're going to test these, so you can see, even though it says 4K, we're really going to see if, this is really up to you. Do you think the video quality looks good? So again, skip to the next part of this video if you just want to see the video test. It's not about choosing the highest setting, it's just choosing the setting that makes you feel most comfortable, and usually that, for me, that's 1080p 60 frames per second. And you really are going to be able to decide for yourself once you see it, well, which one of these settings you think looks best. So now that we've talked about that, cheap camera, but lots of value seemingly for the money so far. So what we're going to do is we're just going to insert the memory card and turn on the camera and get started right away. Here's our actual camera, underwater housing right here. We just took off. Put that here. Camera. Take that off. Here's our camera, the Explore One, supposedly a 4K camera. Here it is. That's where you insert your memory card, USB cable for charging. Here's the screen. There's me in the background. some buttons here, the power button, but that's a camera that we will be using. Okay. Memory card, very important. Right here, we're going to take our memory card. The adapter we don't really need right now, so we're just going to insert the memory card. So what I usually do is I have to you have to kind of figure out where this is going to go. It's going to go here. I got my scissors. You really kind of need like a thin object just to really. And so you're going to hear a click. Okay, listen. There's the click. Okay, so memory card's here. We're going to see it has battery, and we're going to get started right away by clicking the power button. Nothing? Okay, where's the battery? I thought there was a battery in here. Huh. Try it again. Uh-oh. Maybe there's no battery. No battery power? We might have to charge the camera, so it's possible I'm going to have to get back to you soon, so maybe I'll see you in a few minutes after we charge the camera. We're going to go to the computer and try to charge it with the USB cable and see if that will result in there being battery life. So I'll see you in a bit. We're going to just charge the camera with the USB cable. We'll get back to you and we'll show you the camera because it seems there is no battery life right now. Okay, see you in the next clip. Hi everyone, and welcome to the next part of this video where we have just charged the camera, and now I can see that we now have battery life. This is the Explore 1 action camera, which supposedly is 4K. We're going to try different resolution settings. Again, skip to the next part of this video if you would like to see the video tests. We are ready to turn on the camera and get started and show you the menu and the settings that are available to us. So here's the camera. It's called Explore 1. And we're just going to show you the menu. So I think if we click the power button several times, we can cycle through the different menus that we have. And I'm right here. So we have the photo setting. Again, click the power button. I'm just clicking this button. We have the video slow motion setting right here. Playback. We haven't saved anything yet, obviously. Settings. What kind of settings do we have? Obviously, as you can see, we've inserted the memory card already in the previous part of this video, so we can store our footage. So here we have the default video recording setting 4K at 30 frames per second. But let's go all the way to the settings and see what we have here. Click the settings. Okay, video resolution, we have 4K, 2.7K, 1080p, 60 frames per second. 1080p 30. These are the settings that we have, all the way up to 4K. As I said, my personal favorite video setting is 1080p at 60 frames per second, because on these cheaper cameras, the 4K setting might not be ideal, just because these are cheap cameras, and I mean, while it technically might be 4K, I don't think maybe the quality isn't necessarily better than 1080p 60 frames per second on these cheap cameras less than $30. So we have video resolution when we want to record sound. We have time-lapse feature. We have a loop recording, slow motion. That's all we have here. And click here to get to the next part of the settings. We just keep clicking this button. Photo resolution. Turn off the indicator light, the screensaver. Camera will go to sleep mode after a certain amount of seconds. Auto shut down. We're going to turn that off so the camera doesn't turn off. And sorry for the glare here. I do apologize. And that's it. The next part of the settings, we have format the memory card. We're going to do that because we previously had the memory card in a different camera. Oh no, this was the memory card that was included with this camera, so we don't need to format the camera. Sorry, the memory card was the one that was included here. We don't need to format it. Formatting the memory card is if the memory card was previously in a different device, that's all. And that's it. So the main part we wanted to show you here was that we have these video resolution settings different. Oh, sorry. Oh. Oops. Did I accidentally turn off the camera? Oops. Okay, I guess I turned off the... Oh, I held the power button by mistake. I'm sorry. So we just wanted to show you the video settings that we have here. We have... why isn't it going? Oh. Oh, we might be out of battery. That's why the camera closed. Anyways, so that's all we wanted to show you, the video settings all the way up to 4K. The battery life, I guess... in half an hour the battery didn't charge very much, so I think that's what happened here. The battery we were kind of out of battery here. I think that's what happened. See, very little battery right here. So we were just trying to show you some settings, but I think the battery just stopped working. And I think that's what happened. There's just, yeah. Okay, so some video tests will follow after we charge the camera a little bit more. We're going to show you some different video recordings at 4K, 2.7K, and 1080p. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day. We are going to record some videos after we charge the camera, and you can decide for yourself if you think the video quality looks good. This is the Explore 1 action camera, which came with a whole lot of accessories, including a micro SD memory card, which is in and of itself, it has value, and also these cool, very cool accessories like the tripod and this stick here, and we can just show you how to do that really quickly. Yeah, so we're going to do that. We're just going to show you really quickly how to do that. So, in case you ever want to try it out for yourself, so we're just going to put it like that. Where'd it go? Yeah, so we're going to do it. Put it there, and then this, I think, just goes, kind of goes at the end, I guess. Something like that. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very good at this. I apologize. How are we gonna do this? Yeah, it really has to be assembled with this little piece right here, I think, as well. And then this piece. It all comes together, I think, eventually, but it'll be easier to do when I'm not in front of the camera. But that's it. All these accessories, the tripod, the stick right here, the camera itself, which kind of ran out of battery, sorry about that, and the micro SD memory card and the USB cable. So all these cool accessories, all of this nice little bundle that we are really all set with, since we don't have to buy a separate memory card. Second part of this video will be the video test, so stay tuned if you'd like to see what the video quality looks like, and maybe the photo quality as well. We'll have some separate videos for review, video test, time-lapse, etc. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next part. 4K, 2.7K, 1080p, different video settings. We're going to try all those out after this segment. The Explore 1 action camera video test will follow. We purchased on Amazon this whole bundle for around $25 plus tax and shipping.
4K video test, 30 frames per second. 4K video test, 30 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. .4K video test, 30 frames per second. 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 2.7K video test, 30 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. .7K video test, 30 frames per second. .7K video test, 30 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. .7K video test, 30 frames per second. .1080p video test, 60 frames per second. .1080p video test, 60 frames per second. .1080p video test, 60 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. 1080p video test, 60 frames per second. .1080p video test, 60 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. 1080p video test, 60 frames per second. .1080p video test, 60 frames per second. .1080p video test, 60 frames per second. .720p video test, 120 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. 720p resolution, 120 frames per second. .720p resolution, 120 frames per second. 720p resolution video test, 120 frames per second. .720p resolution, 120 frames per second. Budget-friendly action camera purchased on Amazon. 720p resolution, 120 frames per second. .720p video test, 120 frames per second.